Hello everyone, Fernando here, and today what I have is something that, well, it was one that I've passed on from time to time, which I'll explain in another time, but yeah, anyways, this is a 2005 Funrise Tonka Mighty Motorized Transport Helicopter, but really a custom Chinook helicopter that I got at Goodwill last weekend anyway for $3, and it's been with me ever since. So yeah, anyways, when I got it, well, as you can see by the photo, the tow cable was actually disconnected, so I went ahead and fixed that. So yeah, but then also another thing, well, when I actually saw it, I was like, you know what, finally I'll take it. So yeah, because I keep on passing up on it, and that's only because, like, well, you know what? I was gonna say that I was gonna explain it in another video, but sure. But I'll make it quick. Anyways, at the time of this, actually, you know what? Never mind. But yeah. Anyways, when I actually saw it, pushed the button, and then I noticed that not only was the button stuck, but the trunk itself too also got stuck. So yeah, not to mention the door actually. If I try pulling it, well, it's hard to do it with one hand. But yeah. Yeah, I can open it fine sometimes, but this one tends to be a bit stiff, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and fix that. So yeah, but then also I'll just make sure that the switch is on. um well, everything works electronically, like the lights, which I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade. However, the rear propeller is slipped, but the front one works good. So here, check this out. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and fix that. So yeah, but otherwise, here's an example that the button would get stuck along with the trunk. So check this out.
Lower the winch! Lower the winch! Lower the winch!
Well, there you have it, folks. So yeah, well, the battery compartment does say 2007. If I can get it. Okay, here we go. Yeah, 2007. In this case, it's a bit older than that, and either that or it's just a different variant. I'm not even sure, but yeah, that's because the phrases would go in a loop if you hold down the button for an extended period of time. So yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and take this one apart. So I'll see you guys in a bit. So yeah, take care. Okay, so this is what the inside of that Chinook helicopter looks like, and as you can see, that one little piece right there, I don't know if you can see the remaining of it. Yeah. Now this is what it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to have three, but given that this one is broken, I actually do have it over here, um, which I'm gonna go ahead and glue back on. So yeah, which is the reason why the trunk is stuck, is because that piece is actually broken. So yeah, but then also that gear over here though that connects to the rear the rear propeller is actually split. So yeah, I don't know if I can even find it. If not, then I'm gonna go ahead and just fix it myself, or in other words, just rebuild that gear. So yeah, but otherwise I'm gonna go ahead and replace or upgrade the LEDs on this one for some bright ones. So from here to here, so because this is two LEDs anyway. So yeah.
Lower the winch! Rocket air rescue on the way!
Well, I'll see you guys back in a bit when I'm done. So yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention one last thing. If you see those two pieces right there, that actually connects the incandescent lights. So yeah, forgot to mention that. Well, I'll see you guys back in a bit. Okay, so I was not able to find a 3 millimeter 12 tooth gear for this, but I can tell you is that, however, the gear that I was looking for, well, in a way I was, but the thing is, the shaft or the size of it, in other words, the shape of it was actually resembled to the letter D. So because of this, I couldn't find one that was like a normal shaft anyway. So because of this, I had to rebuild that gear anyway. So yeah, I hope this one can last for a while, at least for now. So yeah. On the other hand, I was able to replace the light on this one. So yeah, but before I do, actually, I'm gonna show the button, but also that piece right there where it actually secures the trunk was also broken, but I was able to glue it. But then to top it off, that piece right there, that piece right there where the button is, right where the button, I'm sorry, hold on, where that button is located, was what was way too overdone, and because of that, that actually made the trunk stuck anyway, causing it to not only not want to go down, but also it made it go sideways. In other words, it made the thing go crooked. So yeah, but otherwise, for now, I was able to get that fixed, just thanks to the fact that I was able to sort of sand it down just a little bit. So thanks to the fact that I was able to sand it down. So yeah. Anyways, here it is.
Lower the wind. Tonka Air Rescue on the way.
That LED is bright. Well, Um, I'm gonna get back to putting the new LED onto the spotlight. So yeah. See ya. Okay, so I somewhat fixed this like 95% of it. So, yeah. And what I mean is that like let's get to the positives and let's get to negatives. So in other words, the good news and the bad news. So, the good news is I actually was able to fix the button. All it needed was well, the button and the trunk, just that the plastic pieces. So that plastic piece for the button that makes the trunk go up, it needed to be sand down a bit though. So yeah, and then that little bracket that holds the trunk into place was broken off, so I was able to actually re-glue that. So yeah, but then otherwise I was able to replace the LEDs on this one for some bright ones. So yeah, but then but then the bad news on this one for the rear propeller is that I was not able to fix that 12-tooth gear though. In other words, I was not able to successfully rebuild it. So yeah, I did have another 12-tooth gear, but the thing is, the teeth on this one are a bit too wide, and the gear on the propeller is actually a lot smaller. So because of that, this one had trouble moving on its own though. So what I tried doing was that I put a 10-tooth gear in it. I went through like 3 of those 10-tooth gears, and none of them unfortunately came out the way I expected it. So yeah, all 3 were tossed out. By the time I had the 4th one in though, I was able to actually get this one to work kinda. So it works okay, just that given how small the teeth are, and then like how far apart the gear is from each other, given how far apart the gears are, it tends to not respond right away though. So yeah, but it's better than that 12-tooth gear, given that this one was not only too wide, but this one had trouble spinning on its own, which then would cause the front propeller to spin at a poor rate of speed anyway. So yeah, I did put some fresh batteries on this for now, but only because like the rear propeller tends to have trouble responding on its own though. So yeah, but nonetheless, it works fine though. So yeah. Well, I also messed up the gearbox just a little bit, but I was able to sort of fix that. But it still has trouble every now and then just moving on its own. So yeah, but otherwise, here's that. Now, as for that compartment, actually, which I forgot to mention, in the beginning of the video, this one tends to get stuck though. So yeah. Oh, also then if um never mind, but it's okay. I'll just explain it another time. So yeah, but anyways, other than that, I was able to get this one to work like new, at least for now, besides that rear propeller, which if I can, I'm gonna try to order a set of 11 tooth gears. So yeah, that way if this works out, then this one actually works officially. So for now, it's not gonna like respond fully. Like as you can see, like if when I move the propellers around, you can tell with how far apart the gears are. So yeah, I know it's not the right gear ratio, but just trust me on this one. This is gonna be for temporary. So yeah, I hope that 11 tooth gear works out. If not, then this thing is ruined. But hey, at least I tried. So yeah. Anyways, let's get to the helicopter. So there you go.
Lower the wind. Tonka Air.
At least the trunk doesn't get stuck on this, which is good. So at least I was able to get the custom Chinook helicopter to work. So yeah. Anyways, here's the propellers in action. So let's go. Like you see, the front one it responds quickly, but then the rear one responds a few seconds away from this. So yeah. But again, it works okay just for now, but only because like it has a 10-tooth gear. So yeah, just for temporary. So yeah. And as you saw, this one glitched. So yeah. But I'm not gonna. I really don't want to go back inside and fix it again, because last thing I want is for something to go wrong. So I'm just gonna leave it as it is. So yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys again next time. So yeah, take care. If you want to check out more of my content, please hit that subscribe button and turn on your post notifications to get the latest updated content and stuff on my YouTube channel. So see you there.